Good evening, everybody. Welcome to Live at 5 here at Island Music Company. I see we have some of the DJ lights flashing that's left over from our summer camp that we're doing here. This week's camp is Jazz Camp. The Jazz Camp's always my favorite. I just like the way jazz music sounds with a full band. You got the bass and the drums going and saxophones and all that. They always sound really good. No matter what year it is, the Jazz Camp is always on point. Let me lower the side of my face a little bit. But yeah, the summer camps are in full swing. Jazz band is going right now, and they're always, like I said, they always sound really good. No complaints there. I think next week is our teen camp, our last teen camp for the summer, and then there's one more after that. The little kids, like out of frame little kids, like the little like. But anyways, that's not why we're here. Sure, sign up for camp. We want you to sign up. There's a couple spots, 2 or 3 spots left in the teens camp, and then the children's camp. There's plenty of room left in there. It's not super heavily attended just because it's right around the same time as school starting. So we understand that maybe that might keep some families from having their kids sign up and join camp. But it's worth it. It's very enriching. You make some friends through it. Some of our other camps, the kids that are in those camps have gotten together outside of camp and have had jam sessions and done other things together. So pretty cool. And it's a great lesson. You get to learn some new music. Some of the kids end up on different instruments. One of the kids in jazz camp is primarily a guitar player and bassist, but they're drumming, which is neat because they needed a drummer. So he's like, I got you. I'll fill in. I'll drum. Which is neat. So you never know. You might pick up a new instrument, find something new that you want to do, and all about that. All about new hobbies, especially when it includes music. So let's get to the point. Let's talk about why we're here. So, first things first. We've been getting in some Yamaha electric guitars. And you might be thinking, I didn't know Yamaha made electric guitars. I primarily know them as acoustics, some basses, drums. I didn't know they did electrics. Well, they do, and they're good. And the cool thing about their electric guitars is they're pretty even tiered. So they match up pretty well price point wise to some of the other brands that are out there. We have a RevStar out in the shop right now. Puts you in that like $500 to $600 price range. Pretty competitive pricing with some of these other companies. And now, as you can kind of see in the frame here, we're shifted over a little bit from normal. Just because we didn't want to mess with everything from the camp. So like the drum kit and everything is all set up, and we didn't want to have to move all that out of the way, do a live video, and then put it all back. So we just shifted over for a little bit. So we're a little out of focus here. You see the amps the kids are using. This wasn't even originally going to be hung up because the hook was out of frame, but I just rolled with it. Why not? So here we are. This is the Yamaha, the RSP20 in Swift Blue. And the very cool thing about some of this Yamaha stuff when you start really getting into it is, yes, made in Japan. It has what they offer up as the VH5 pickups. They are a 5 Alnico magnet pickup, or an Alnico 5 magnet. It's magnets, it's pickup, it's Alnico. It does its job. They have what's called a focus switch. Sorry, I was trying to remember the name of it because it's different per model. So the focus switch, rather than coil tapping your pickups from humbucker to single coil, what this focus switch does is it takes your EQ. It changes the EQ around. So rather than it being a mod switch or a coil tap or a phase switch, they describe it as shifting your EQ around and balancing it out. They advertise it also as being like that roll off, like jazzy sound that people really like. So that does a great job there. It is a carbon reinforced mahogany neck. It is, let me check my notes here. 12-inch radius. I want to make sure on that because everyone's specific about radius. 12-inch radius. And you notice it's got some, let me try to get a good, there we go. You can see like the shape of it is really cool. The color of it is really neat. The racing stripes down the middle. Yamaha likes to model their guitars off of other products that they make. So kind of back to the point of like, do they make electric guitars? Yeah, they make bikes. They make jet skis. They probably have a line of kitchenware. You name it, they probably make it. I like to joke that in parts of the world, there's probably like a Walmart, but it's a Yamaha, and they just make everything. But this was designed after some like British style motorbike, like racer motorbikes. This is where they pull their design from, where they get the colors, the shapes, all that pulls from those like motorbike, like those racing motorbikes. That's where they pull their inspiration from. The RevStar series from Yamaha. Phenomenal guitars. This one is, like I said, made in Japan. Price point, I believe, on this is $21.99, somewhere in that range. I don't know off the top of my head. I didn't write that part down. I was focused. As cool as this is, I'm excited for what's next. So yes, the Yamaha RSP20 in Swift Blue. We also got one in today. It has this really cool burst finish to it, and it has P90 pickups. Also worth checking out. I believe Tanner did one of our casing videos on that. So it should, if it's not up on Instagram and Facebook yet, it will be. So keep an eye out for that. Come in and check this out. Last week we talked about some custom shop guitars. Fender custom shop to be exact. And we kind of went through the build sheet, talked about it a little bit. Well, today we got two more. And these are cool because Fender does these special events with dealers like us and some other stores, but we're included in that. We're a Fender dealer, in case you didn't know. I wouldn't have custom shops if we weren't. In this event, dealers have an opportunity to bid on guitars. And so, like, say, for example, right here behind me. Sorry, I'm looking at a thing and I got thrown off. I'm mirrored in this, like, monitor. So this limited 62 Jazzmaster. Say they might build one or two of these. And then they'll show them on this event where we can all go, we can order, we can place bids, we can get these guitars. Well, out of all the stores that bid on it, so say if us and 4 other music stores bid on it, so 5 stores total, they'll select one out of those companies to get the one that was actually built. So, we're very fortunate enough that we didn't just get one guitar from this bid and all that stuff. We ended up with 2. And we're going to go over those right now because, as of right now, we're, I believe, the only store that has one of each of these guitars in stock. I think they only did one of each of these. I might be wrong. There might be someone else. But we don't know who they are, and you don't know who they are. All you know and all I know is that we have these guitars here right now. So these Fender custom shops right now are here at Island Music Company, and you probably won't be able to find them anywhere else for at least 16 to 18 months. That's how long it takes for these custom shops to come out. So let's get into it. Let's talk about the 62 Jazzmaster. You can see right off the bat, Paisley. So much Paisley. But let me see if I can step closer. Gorgeous guitar. 62 body, 62 neck, Jazzmaster. This has obviously the Paisley everything. It finishes off very well. Let me set it down. I'm going to grab the notes and we'll talk about it. Like I talked about last week, Fender sends you the build sheet when these guitars get finished, when they go through the shop. This goes in the case. This follows the guitar around the shop as it's getting built, so you know what's what, and it has all the details in there. So, let's see. Alder body, 2-piece. 62 Jazzmaster body style, like we said. Hand-wound Jazzmaster neck pickup. Hand-wound Jazzmaster bridge pickup. Medium tint on the neck and the finish. Rosewood AAA neck. Early 60s style truss rod, which means your action for the truss rod is down here where the neck meets the body. Narrow, tall frets, 9.5-inch radius. Pretty basic stuff from there. So there we go. And this is the limited black Paisley Jazzmaster. Comes with the certificate of authenticity, signed by the director of the custom shop, Ron Thorne. So yeah, pretty neat. Again, this comes with the guitar. So stay tuned. We're going to get pictures of it. It's not listed online yet. We're getting pictures this weekend. Guitar will go up on the site. It'll be available. It's available now. It's just available online over the weekend. So you can call and come in and get it. Visit us here in the store. Pick away. I mean, we can get this guitar to you today. Literally today. It's a live stream, right? So if you're watching this as we're live, you can call the shop. We'll sell it to you right now. That'd be cool, right? Someone should do that. Call and buy something I'm talking about. Make my day. All right. I'm going to switch these so you can see the other one I'm talking about. So you can see the other one while I'm talking. So I moved away from the mic. The other one here is also a 62 limited edition, but it's a Strat. Has a reversed pickup. Kind of messes with the polarity of things. And the tone changes, so it's pretty neat. Yeah, I'll swap them and then we'll get into it. This is the limited edition 62 Strat Heavy Relic Gold Hardware. I was trying to figure out, because I'm looking through the description of the guitar, and it said GH. And I spent a while trying to figure out what GH meant. And then it occurred to me that it meant gold hardware. So there we go. All right, so let's break this one down here a little bit. Let's see. Limited custom 62 Strat, gold hardware, heavy relic. Three-tone sunburst. So there we go. Yeah, and you see it's kind of like the fading away from when your arm rests too long right there. I love these relic guitars. I know they're kind of a hot topic when it comes to, you know, what we're actually into and what we're talking about and if it's worth it. I think they're pretty neat. They're pretty cool. Besides, let's be honest, would you rather buy a custom shop 62 or would you rather spend the tens of, if not hundreds, thousands on a original 62, you know, pre-CBS? So, let's break into it here. Ash body, 2-piece. 3 different pickups. I like that. In the neck, you have a hand-wound 69 Strat pickup. In the middle position, hand-wound Fat 50. And in the bridge, you have a hand-wound Texas Special. It has the vintage modified wiring number 2, which I looked that up so we could make sure I didn't get it wrong. But it basically stands that when it's in position 1, you're on the bridge pickup. Position 2 is bridge and middle pickup. So bridge and middle. Position 3 is just going to be the middle pickup. Position 4, neck and middle. Position 5, just the neck. So you know it's 1, 2, 3, 4, 5. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5. Doing that, looking in the monitor, making sure I was right so you could also hear me talk was very confusing. So I'm glad that worked. This here, it's going to go master volume, tone for the neck and middle pickup, and then tone for the bridge. And that's really the biggest thing there. Real basic Strat setup. Nothing else to really like fuss or worry about when it comes down to it. Let's see, I already talked about the 3-color sunburst. This is a roasted maple quarter sawn neck, rosewood AAA for the fretboard, jumbo frets, 9.5-inch radius, large C neck shape. And it has a light tint on the neck because of the relicing. So you can't go real heavy on the tint on the neck because of the relicing. Also with the certificate of authenticity, also signed by Ron Thorn. So, I'm going to put the guitar up to the camera so you can get a closer look at it. Incredibly lightweight, by the way. They do a phenomenal job with these. Every time I look at them, I'm like, man, I never would have thought to like wear something out in certain spots. I like how when you get real close, it's kind of hard to see with this camera and the lighting. But when you get a close look at it, you can see the checking and the finish as well as all the wear and tear. They do a phenomenal job. The neck always looks great job, especially when it comes down to the fretboard. They wear these things out perfectly. This is what I would expect a very well played 62 Strat to look like. Of course, the pickup is a great. It's cool. No, that was a great attention to detail there, especially because once you plug this in, you're going to hear a huge difference in that. And especially being the Texas Specials, changing that over a little bit is going to add. I'm drawing a blank on how to explain it, but if you come in and plug it in, maybe we'll do a little video of it in the next few days. Just kind of like showing you the difference between how that can be affected. But try it sometime. It's pretty neat. And that is all I have for you this week. The 3 guitars. Just because sometimes going over the custom shops takes a little while because we want to hit every detail. We want to hit every aspect. We want to make sure we go through that sheet and discuss everything that's in there, because sometimes in a custom shop, something as simple as like the radius or the heavy relic versus a light relic versus a new old stock versus the closet, or some people don't want any relicing on their guitars. There's these different minute changes that can happen between custom shop guitars that might make you really interested in one versus not interested at all. So we like to go over those line by line and just kind of break it down so we know exactly what there is. Especially when they, like, for example, like alder versus ash. There's a big difference for some folks. Some people might not hear the difference or feel the difference, but for most of us, there's definitely something there that we want to take account of and be aware of before we spend that much on a guitar. So be on the lookout for how things are going to look here in the shop. We're going to be moving some things around in the guitar section, so you're going to see all of these custom shops all laid out in one great spot. And you're going to see some of the other nicer Fender stuff all laid out just around them. So we're going to get them all kind of grouped up, laid out, and focus more on some of these more unique pieces that some of us are really interested in and heavily really just wanting to check out. And we're getting more and more of them in. We have a few more in order, but like I said, those take a little while. So have some patience with us because we're being patient with them. And we'll get some more of these custom shops in here because they are really neat. They're doing a great job. And if you've never played one, come on in and just play one. Come in and check one out. Even if it takes you a minute to have to get over the fact that they are reliced and road worn and they look older than they actually are. But like I said, it adds character. They do a great job. And they're worth it. Even if these guitars came in looking super clean, fresh, brand new, they would still be worth it. Just because it's the best of the best. Fender Custom Shop is the best builders in the industry. You can't argue that. They really are. So, custom shops, Yamaha RSP20, Swift Blue, made in Japan. And I'll die on the hill saying that everything music-wise made in Japan is phenomenal. Whether it be acoustics, whether it be drums, whether it be electric guitars, effect pedals, if it's made in Japan, it is superior. I don't know how to explain it. Everything just comes out really good. Everything just comes out of Japan, wonderfully made. I have a Yamaha acoustic that was made in the 70s in Japan. It's one of the best sounding guitars I have. It's not even all solid wood. Can't explain it. It's just a great guitar. Made in Japan. So, Yamaha RSP20. Fender Limited. Like right now, like 18 months out until someone else has this. So we got it. 62 Strat with the reverse pickup. 62 very Paisley Jazzmaster. No, it's gorgeous. Even the pick guard has a phenomenal job done to it for the Paisley. It matches perfectly. Of course, they both come with custom shop cases, and the Yamaha comes with a brilliant case. I was really surprised by that. So yeah, come on in, check these out. Yamaha, Fender custom shops, and be on the lookout because next week I'm going to do a huge episode of just used equipment because we have so much that's piling up. I couldn't even get to it all to really do a like, here's used gear. So next week, a huge used video. So be ready for that. Guitars, amps, microphones, studio equipment. It's there. And then we're going to highlight some band and orchestra instruments just because it is that season. So I know some people are going to be looking for that. So tune in next week, 5 o'clock, here for Live at 5. See ya.